I found out I was a Jew when I was 13 years old. My dad told me. I never knew before. It was kind of a shock. Those are the first four sentences of my most recent book, An American Jew. I'm not making this up. This is all true. In those days, in the 1950s, when I was a kid, which was kind of the heyday of the assimilationist school of being a Jew in America, Jewish parents were, some of them were at least, so closeted about being Jewish that it was that they kept it even from their children. It was like some shameful thing that you didn't want to acknowledge. It was like being gay back in the 50s or having committed some terrible crime that you didn't want your neighbors to know about. Now, why does a writer write a book? I mean, a specific book about a specific subject. I think there are two reasons. The first one is you do it for fame or for recognition or for money. The second reason you write it is you write it for your own soul. And this book, An American Jew, that was it for me. This was one of those books that came out of a realization, a kind of a midlife crisis or a past midlife crisis. I was like 60-something when I got on an El Al jet and headed to Israel to do research on a book about the SixDay War that became The Lion's Gate. I had never been to Israel. I was a totally secular Jew that had no bar mitzvah, had never spoken Hebrew. We used to celebrate Christmas in my family. We had like reindeer on the roof and the whole thing. And so suddenly I found myself immersed like 24 hours a day in not just in the world of rabbis or religion or anything, but the world of Jewish fighter pilots, Jewish paratroopers, Jewish tank commanders, men and women in that war who were of my generation, who had sacrificed ungodly things that their parents had, their grandparents had, and that whole story, I was just kind of plunged right into it, and it changed me. That's what An American Jew is about. That was the process that I went through over there. And it's also about the process of a writer tackling a genre and a subject that he's never tackled before. In this case, a nonfiction, totally true book with true characters, true events that I, as a novelist, had never done before. It's by far the most personal book I've ever done. It may not be your cup of tea. It's probably not very many people's cup of tea. It's very specific. But if the story of personal identity and the kind of late in life struggle to answer the question, who am I? Where am I from? What is my background and how does that fit into my life today? And also the story of a writer grappling with material, then this book, An American Jew, may be for you.